Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome back, my friends. We're so glad you could attend. No, to the show that never ends, except it ends in 3 hours. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside and come inside.
But in your hearts, it'll never end.
In your heart, it will never
so
end.
Much.
That is beautiful, Claire. So, as always, welcome to Reality Break, where we take a break from the real world to play some Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons! Wow. That was aggressive, and I loved every second of it. So, tonight, we are going to see what happens when one of the party members wanders off by themselves for no reason. Ooh. 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 It's probably not going to end in ooh, but we'll have to find out.
Ooh. It'll be more of an oh whoa.
Oh whoa, waggy.
We're still on the spiel. Someone needs to make a note that we need to make our own sound alerts, and most of them need to be D doing differently toned ooh-woos. Just everyone doing differently toned ooh-woos.
Can I get a
Ooh-woo?
Can I get an ooh?
Hiya?
And then death
Can I get an
ooh-woo.
Hiya!
Just did that. That was so good.
Or the meow.
Thank you.
The meow, yeah.
I've heard.
I've got one.
Yeah, there we go. The Dragon Ball Z one. That's what we need.
A kameyame.
Kamehameha.
No. A kameyame. Hiya.
Hiya.
Read my suggestion.
So I've got my anime girl voice down. I've got my Morgan Freeman voice down. It's a good day. It's a good day. But before we get into tonight's session, we have to do the spiel. The spiel. The spiel. The spiel. The spiel. The spiel.
Spell spiel.
Spell spiel. S-C-H-P-E-L.
Wrong.
Okay. I know. Okay. What is it?
It's German.
Okay.
S-P-E-I-L.
You would be the expert in that.
Okay,
So.
in the notes I put S-P-S-H-E-E-L. Spiel.
I think she spelled it like a 3-year-old spells spoon.
Spoon.
Spoon. S-P-L-3 potato. Yes, that's spoon, Toby. Good job. I'm so proud of you.
Hi, my name's Michael with a B. Where's the B?
You're gonna get far in your looks, because that's all you got going right now, buddy. So let's start off the spiel with Kaylee. Kaylee, would you be so kind as to let the people know a fun place on the internet where people can hang out when they're not watching streams?
Well, there's this place that I've heard of that has the hookup. They have like a huge shipment of dank memes on the way.
Well,
So if you get in now, you can be some of the first to get your hands on those dank memes.
Meme stonks up.
But there's this awesome place that is officially affiliated with Reality Break. You know, not kind of trying to make a big deal out of it or anything, but it's official. And it's called The Break, and you can hang out in our Discord anytime. You can look for players, hang out, and post memes, TikToks, dice, cosplay, all of your wildest dreams.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Not those ones.
Not all
those
of them.
ones.
D. Not all of them. Yeah, that's right. I said
You're
it.
right.
That's not the break room, but the back room.
Yeah, and it's the break room, not the Bork
It's the
room.
disappearing door next to the stairs.
If you
That
are
was never a door.
There's special channels that only just subscribers.
Wonderful to hear. Thank
There
you.
was never a door.
There was never a door. Bill, what is something that people can do while they're watching the stream to capture fun, intense, interesting moments?
Bill freeze.
Bill? Bill, you froze.
Or
Yeah.
he's really still.
Oh, and
Uh-oh.
something
We
with his
can't hear
computer
Kaylee
crashed.
either.
Yeah, something with his computer went up because we can't hear you, Kaylee. We can't hear you. We can't see Bill. Ah!
Oh. Oh.
Ruh-roh. Technical difficulties, folks. It wouldn't be Reality Break without something breaking.
Stream.
Professional streamers.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so get out, get back in, join the camera.
Working now.
Hey!
Yes.
There we are.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Do you want to
Tell
try?
the people what they want.
Tell them what they won.
You win the ability to clip.
Yes. Let me tell you about clipping. All you do is you just click on that little clapper. It's down at the bottom. And it's right smack in the middle. If you have a computer, or I believe it's just down near the bottom if you have a phone as well. But it'll just pop up. It looks like one of those old-fashioned clappers from the movies. Click on that, and then you can just highlight a little section of our stream that you thought was absolutely hilarious, amazing, funny, great, smart.
Other adjectives.
Yes. Anything you found entertaining, and then you can show the rest of the world. That's something that probably gets going to end up on YouTube, TikTok, or it'll end up in our wonderful clip reel.
Hey!
That's how that was made, by clips from you.
You.
You
Clip.
too can
Yep.
clip the stream.
You can. You literally can. It's a button. That's
Not
there.
just you two, but you can as well.
Not
Clip
you
you
the
too.
band.
Don't clip YouTube, because Bono, because then you'll have to answer to Bono, and we all know what happens there.
No, because then we'll spam your Apple account with random things that you
Uno,
didn't ask for.
dos, tres, catorce. That always bugged me. 1, 2, 3, 14. It doesn't make sense.
B2.
Doesn't make sense. Anyway, thank you, Bill, for the update on clips. It's very much appreciated. We love you for it. D.
I'm
Where
making
is a-
notes.
Okay, we'll skip you then.
Yes. No, you can talk. I finished.
Okay, so D. Hi.
Yes.
Where's some place on the internet that people can go and watch old sessions to get caught up, and maybe some off-stream content, and a platform where we will be potentially putting out more content in the future?
That be YouTube.
Me too?
So every YouTube. Oob. So over on our YouTube channel, we actually have all of our past streams. They are categorized by the campaign and by the chapter of campaign, which is happening, which is not. All of Osira Chapter 1 is now live on there. So if you guys wanted to catch up before we get ready to switch campaigns over back to Osira Chapter 2, that would be a great time to do that is now. We are wrapping up, of course, Starhel. Those will still be posted, but we are planning to move our reruns. Rather than rerunning them on Twitch, we will be moving those over to YouTube for everyone to watch. That is still in the works. We are simplifying some kinks in that, but hopefully that will be done soon. But yeah, you can see all of our shorts. Generally, we post our TikTok content on there as well as Instagram and everything else. But yeah.
Fantastic.
Did I
Thank you.
freeze?
Professional.
That was very well done. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Thank you. I just had a parent meeting, so I'm still in teacher
Still
mode.
professional mode. Okay. So we all did. Everyone did their homework, right? Because I
Yes.
clearly copied the kid next to me because he was wearing glasses, so he looked smart.
My dog ate my homework, and I ate my dog.
I lost mine in a volcano.
The circle of life.
And it moves us further. I don't know the actual words.
No, that's a bowel movement after that if you're eating homework.
Is that for homework?
Clearing the system.
I don't want that homework. Don't turn that in. Hard pass.
Take
There's a
that.
crappy assignment.
Just take that. Ah!
Ew.
I see what you did there.
It was clever. All right.
Ew.
Ew. And Claire, where are all the different places that you can interact with anybody from the stream at any time on the internet?
Pop quiz.
All the
Pop
places
quiz,
you
hot
can
shot.
mention.
Go.
So we have our
Just
Discord.
say
We
yes.
have our. We don't use it, but our Twitter. We have Instagram. No, I will never call it that.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
I refuse.
That's really the funny thing is it's been X for like 2 months and everything I see still calls it Twitter. And that makes me so happy.
Yes.
But more importantly, where do our clips go?
Where do they go? You tell me.
It's
The
the
I
Google
think they're
circle
on
of life.
MySpace.
Yes. You are too.
MySpace.
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 Yeah. Or is it
Go
Bring back
Musically?
MySpace.
So
Is
if
it
you
what?
check out our Musically, which what used to be TikTok, we have our clips there. But we also have little tidbits of the week from Christy, and we have all kinds of cool little random content there in the future. Maybe some like little character prompt things or stuff I want to work on. So you might see me on TikTok. So you should definitely go follow us there if you want to see more of me.
Yes. And who doesn't want to see
And
Claire more often?
Shout out to Christy for the TikTok, all those tidbits of the week, and all the stuff she posted.
Yeah.
Because we reached 1,000 followers.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're still ironing out the kinks for doing TikTok lives, but the plan is to start doing those on the regular, because that's another fun way to engage and interact. And once again, as always, thanks to everybody that's followed us across all social media platforms, whether you've joined the Discord server, you followed us on TikTok, you've subscribed to the YouTube channel, you follow us on Instagram, you're one of our top 10s in MySpace.
Or
Top
.com.
eight.
You know, the first
8?
website
Is
ever.
it 8? It's been so long since I've
Don't
done
be lying to
MySpace.
people thinking there's 2 extra spots.
I'd reactivate my MySpace account if I could.
Bro. I
Kaylee
tried
found
finding
mine.
mine the other day.
How'd that go?
Oi! There's a spider web.
I thought you said I was back or something.
Oh my.
This is entertaining. Can we just do this for the rest of the night?
Yeah, there you go.
It is a more action-packed episode, so I mean.
Yeah, this is more like this is the Morag show tonight.
Like in my ring light, I just.
Ugh!
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, and then in 20 minutes she's gonna be like, "What the hell? What the hell? What
See,
the
that
nine
would be
hells?"
Something to clip.
Yeah, there we go. That is a good prompt. Good job, well done. All right, cool. And finally, I'll do the final quick shout out. We are still partnering with Hexwood Creations for dice boxes, all other kinds of wonderful stuff. They make signs, dice boxes, dice towers, all kinds of cool stuff over there. They have stuff into stock. They do custom orders. So it's hexwoodcreations.com, or go follow them on TikTok. And if you buy something from there, use the discount code RB20, Romeo Bravo 20, to get 5% off your purchase. So go give them a look. Go give them a purchase. I know I'm saving up for one of the DM screens, because even though I don't do in-person stuff, those DM screens are so freaking nice.
You gotta
Or
be
you
a
can hide your
character.
evil
Yes.
hands behind it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's
But
the whole.
it's tiny hands.
Smells like cabbage. Smells like cabbage. All right, so that's the whole spiel in 14 minutes.
Ooh, buddy, we're getting better.
Including
are.
technical difficulties.
Including technical
And derailment.
difficulties and spider attacks.
It was just a web.
All right, so
We're on the web.
we are on the interwebs. Thank you, Al Gore.
Interwebs.
All right,
For
so
inventing the internet, thank you.
all right, so without further ado, let us return to the world of Starhel. Claire! Come on, Claire. That was a crap. Claire's still in the real world.
No!
Quick, create another portal.
That just makes me think of drowning.
We had to swim back.
Every time I think I've seen it all. Every time.
We ratchet it up. All right.
Reality Break 20. Something new every Tuesday.
Whether you want it to be or not, it is.
Yeah.
We should use that.
We should. Slap that on a bumper sticker. Alright, so, last we left the party, it was basically errand day, where they had a whole bunch of different spots they needed to hit up, and they hit everything. Flynn ended up getting his poison darts for his super awesome blowgun. Clancy got a fantastic outfit that gives him advantage on charisma checks and savings throw once a day because it is so fancy. The party went to the Grateful Vale, and found out that there had neither been a Horatio or a Chauncey. You're Clancy.
And today is the day.
And you're not Percy.
You officially messed that up. I've been waiting on you to mess up Clancy and Chauncey.
I thought I'd done really good with it so far, but I haven't called you Percy in a while, so give me that at least. So they found out that neither Horatio nor Chauncey had stayed at that hotel after having that interaction with the individual the previous day. They ended up stopping at the chapel to Ilhenna, the goddess of life and death, where a bunch of people... not quite, but there, you did end up finding out a lot of information, and Jen got to express some very strong emotions about how she felt about church leadership. Which I felt also feeds into Kaylee's personality a little bit.
But, you know.
And let's see, so that was that, then that, then that, then that, and then they ended the night. The night ended with everybody heading back to Jen's long-lost uncle's, great-uncle, long-lost great-uncle's house to Grunkle, if you will. Oh, that makes me think of Gravity Falls. I love that show.
You're welcome.
Where they ended up, well, we don't exactly know what happened because they got there, were in the middle of a wonderful dinner. Jen had a conversation with him about using his stone of communication to, talk with Icewind about what was going on in the city of Moor. And we ended with Morag deciding to go for a walk on her own. So,
What could happen?
Alone, I have a rat named Pandora with me.
you do have Pandora the rat following you. We have to hash that out in a minute. But
Just don't go to Pandora's box.
do not go to Pandora's box. It will not end
No
well.
promises.
All right, so, let me see. Okay. All right, so before we get to Morag and all of what you plan on doing, with the remaining party members, Jen, Kira, and I forgot to shout this out too. We are unfortunately down a Kira tonight. Christy had a prior engagement that she couldn't get out of, so we're hoping she's having a lot of fun, and we miss you.
Kira's lurking in the shadows.
As she always does. So, the four of you, Jen, Kira, Flynn, and Clancy, are all still hanging out at the cabin, or at the studio apartment, it basically is at this point.
Yep.
And Birchar is sitting there enjoying making this stew that has been flavored with extra spices that he was able to purchase due to the grateful gifts from his great niece. And as you are sitting around eating your stew, he says to all of you, well, I gotta tell you, the fact that you guys were talking to me about moving my teleportation, my stone of communication, and you know, using it for all these things, kind of tells me that you guys might be in over your head with something. I hope you guys didn't pick any kind of fight that you gotta duck out of town real quick for.
Well, we don't need to move the stone. I thought we just needed to use it to contact Icewind. I thought that was the plan.
Well, you'd also talked about moving it because you were talking about having Birchar move out of Moor to...
Oh, yeah, we think he should leave. Yeah, so we think you should leave simply because this whole place seems like over people's heads. It seems like there's a whole lot of corruption and some shady doings going on here.
Right, I mean, and trust me, with the money that I've been gifted, which is very much appreciated, I plan on doing that, and I'm gonna go hunt down that gnome friend of yours that made that wonderful outfit for your friend there.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure that you guys are okay too, because prior to like 3 days ago, I thought all my family was gone and forgotten about me and all that, and I'd come to accept that, and now that like I've got this long-lost family member. Well, I guess I'm the long-lost family member. You've always been found. I'm the one that was lost.
We're kind of lost, too. We're both long lost.
Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah. So I just want to now, but the problem is, now I'm concerned for people that I wasn't needing to have to worry about before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's an interesting feeling.
Yeah. And I don't know if I like it or not.
I understand that completely.
Yeah, okay. So he's like, so I just want to make sure that you guys are being safe.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why we're getting out of here. I don't think that there's any more we could do without getting it over our heads in this town. But I also think that, honestly, anyone who's special or short folk is not very welcome in Moor, it seems.
That's very true. I've made it this long with just being on my own and kind of keeping my head down, but it makes me wonder. It's probably time, especially with everything that happened here with all the attacks and all that. It's probably time to move on to something different, maybe something like you said, a little bit safer. And this
Yeah.
Commander Icewind you were talking about, and this Lockjaw that you were talking about, sounds like quite the nice
You'll
fella.
definitely have to go to the little place that Lockjaw runs. Like, you don't even have to go to a city. Lockjaw would love to have you, and you could help out there and probably stay there.
All right.
He's a real great guy.
Right. Okay. Well, I will definitely keep that in mind. But
And if you know us, you'll be basically an instant friend of his. Trust me.
oh, you guys got a good reputation with him then. That's always helpful. If you guys are good friends with him, then that's one thing I learned during all of my travels was if you know somebody, it makes life so much easier.
And we don't necessarily trust Icewind completely, but being in Moor has shown us that he definitely seems a whole lot more trustworthy than any of the guards or power structures here. He definitely cares about fixing the problem, not covering up what's going on.
Always good. That's always good to hear. All right. Well, speaking of, so you got out a while ago too. What have you been up to? Like for these however long, I don't even know. How long ago did you leave home and all that?
I left right before the revolution because I wanted to be a part of it. So I mean it's a little over 25 years now. It's been 27 or so. I mean, I know I was still pretty young when you left, but Oh, I didn't fit into the farm life, farm wife box that my parents wanted me to fit in, especially as the oldest daughter, and so.
Yeah.
But there was always those monks that were like on the outskirts of the clan, and they took, like, when I was taking an interest to them, they kind of gave me the ultimatum of, you know, either come and fight or get lost, and that's how it started.
Right. Well, I know. There's a lot of that. A lot of what you said is a lot of the same that I had to go through. And then he kind of waddles his way over to you, Flynn, and kind of like leans in and gives you a quick sniff, and it's like, he's not wild and folk. What's your story?
No, I've definitely never been, but I've been like watching both of you.
What does Flynn smell like?
Eating popcorn, like this is great. Spices and cinnamon.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and a hint of some kind of. Are you wearing like cologne or something? What is that? Sounds like pine cones.
I hate you so much. So much.
Well, in Burchard,
God.
there's actually a whole community of other short folk off to the northeast in a big forest in Starhel. Like obviously not in Wilden, but like in the continent proper, in the country proper.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, that's interesting that you mentioned that. I remember when I was a kid hearing stories about some of the families moving away. Never really chalked anything up to it, but
it's like the life we have in Wilden, but you're not just like trying to survive moment to moment, because it's, you know, always just harsh and all the, like, they're happy people that like celebrate all the time. It's so different.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. And he looks over to Kira and says, "What about you?" And she's like kind of sitting there eating her food. She kind of looks up, looks at all of you, and then looks at him and says, "Hold on, gotta get it. I gotta see if I can find it."
Michael Kine.
Michael Kine.
Michael Kine.
Michael Kine. I don't really feel like talking about that. That was Australian. What the fuck?
That's
That was like country English.
In Kira's accent, she says,
There you go.
there we go. I don't really feel like talking about where I came from. And just keeps eating. A lot of words out of that
To
one.
Burchard, I'll just be like, "Are you sure she's from that area?" But she's seen a lot.
It's fair. We all have. And he looks over at you, Clancy, and says, "What about you, tall folk?"
Well, let's just say I used to have a family until they kicked me out and learned to live on my own.
I see a thread of relatability in that, which is really weird. But you are certainly a collective rabble. So how did you guys end up meeting? And you guys spend the next little bit catching him up, going through backstories, and, you know,
I
catching
don't know,
it
somehow we appeared at a fight club.
out of nowhere.
We're not
Now,
How
about
did you
that.
guys meet? The first rule of Fight Club: you don't talk about Fight Club.
all right. So now, as the most of the party sits with Burchar, telling stories, regaling their adventures, let's roll.
Initiative.
No.
Go. I roll initiative. The rat attack.
Yep. All right. Let us move.
We're about to turn to Ratatouille.
Good, we could do
Let's
it.
hear
again.
Burchard
Like,
is sitting
up,
on
but we
his
never
amendment.
went
There
back
you go.
down.
There we go. All right. The double da-da-da? Oh my god, that's da-da-da Inception.
We never came
It's too
back
much.
down. We went up to get Claire. We never came back down.
We're still in reality.
Oh god! No! That's why it's felt so unnatural.
Something's wrong.
All right. So,
Is anything about what we do natural?
Jeff.
Natural Jeff.
Natural Jeff.
Natural Jeff.
Natural
That
Jeff.
is true.
All right.
Where is Jeff?
He's probably
Oh,
somewhere.
He's at the thing.
He's probably
he's at the
he's
thing.
at the thing with
Yeah.
Christy. Yeah. So last we left Morag. You walked outside, and then as you walked a few feet away from the door, you heard the pitter patter behind you, and you see, Pandora the rat sits up, scurries, and then stops about a foot away from you and sits and looks at you.
I'm just going to lower my hand and put her up on my shoulder, I suppose.
All right. Give me an animal handling check. I'll give you advantage because you guys have
frick.
met before.
You are acquainted with this rat.
This rat is familiar to me.
Yeah. One might call it a familiar.
No.
No, we
I
won't.
wouldn't.
No, we won't.
Hang on, sorry, my internet's being slow.
Come on.
I opened D&D
Must-
Beyond, but I did not open my character sheet.
Big Skynet.
You got halfway there.
Twitter.
Halfway there.
The internet's like.
Oh, and while we're another programming note. Yeah. Sorry, another programming note. Just starting tonight, we are also doing a different break schedule. So instead of one 15-minute break about halfway through, we're going to do two 10-minute breaks. So a little bit short of a break, but we'll get more of them. So just letting you all know.
Which means your chances to see the clip reel.
Double the chance to see the
Are
clip
you
reel.
aching? Yup.
And double the chance for you to see the clip reel and go, I bet you I can make something better.
Okay.
And we want you to do that.
11.
11?
11.
So, you kind of like grab the rat a little more firmly than expected. So at first it does a little like jump reaction thing, but then when you set when you set her on your shoulder, she's like, "Oh, okay, this is nice."
Firmly grasp it.
Like,
Whoa.
Pandora's
I'm
like,
just gonna
"Ah."
look at the rat as it's on my shoulder and give it a good.
her,
So they sent you to watch me, did they?
and she kind of looks at you and nods and does a little.
Squeaky neck. Do you need some WD-40? I'll just shrug it off.
Oh.
And I'm going to head towards.
Wait, shrug her off?
No, just shrug off like they sent it.
Oh,
They
right.
sent the
Okay,
rat for
that.
me.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Shrug her off. Ugh.
All right.
Yeah. Yeet!
Yeet.
More like
Psych!
freaks out that there's a rat on her. Oh shit! And takes off running.
Puts rat on shoulder. Huh!
All right. So, All right. So you start walking. At this point, I mean, it's like still kind of early in the evening, so it's like 6 o'clock. Where, pray tell, would you like to walk to?
I'd like to head towards the docks, just keeping an eye out for anything and everything.
Shenanigans and malarkey. All right.
Yeah.
Give me a
Shenanigans.
perception check.
Okay, but I'm gonna switch dice because I don't know that I like that.
Okay.
This dice has been pretty good to me. I'm gonna use this.
Wait! 21.
Woo! Nice. All right. So you're walking through. What kind of, just out of curiosity, what kind of pace would you say you're setting?
Just a casual stroll. I'm
Casual
not in
stroll.
a hurry.
Face.
Very
Plain pace.
average.
Hashtag if you know, you know. All right.
Yeah.
So if you're setting a leisurely pace, now the thing about this time of evening is people, I mean, there's the early bird dinner eaters, but otherwise the streets are pretty crowded because it is right around the time where a majority of the people are going to be walking about. With a 21 perception, you obviously notice people giving you the side eye because you're sitting there with a rat on your shoulder walking around. But I mean, but and you
For a
see,
minute.
yeah, but you don't really notice. You don't notice anything else out of the ordinary besides that. So you're making your way through the streets, going at a leisure pace. It'll probably take you an hour, hour and a half. So at this point, the sun's gonna be down by the time you get to the docks. It's around 7 o'clock,
Okay.
7:30. The sun will be down, but there'll still be, a decent amount of activity, especially on the docks, because, it's right around this time that, ships are finishing up getting loaded for the next day's sail. So there's a lot of, foot activity about, the dock workers finishing up, the dock officers walking around doing inventory checks, making sure, okay, yep, that's good. So there's still a decent amount of activity going on. Give me another perception check now that you've arrived at the docks.
Bro, this dice is working for me. 22.
22. Nice. Put that encase it in glass and store it, but no, don't do that because it's working. So
Well, it was my very first D20.
like ever?
It's got the energy coming.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's super cool.
It glows in the dark.
Oh, that's so neat. All right. So you notice most of the dock worker once again. Obviously, kind of get the side eye because and at this point you even hear some of the dock workers be like, "Oi, who the fuck walks around with a rat on their shoulder?" And you hear a little bit of that, and laughing as they're walking away from you.
Who walks around with that face on their face?
Is that in character, or is that just D?
No.
Okay.
Aw, if it was there, you could totally say it.
All right.
Listen,
Jen
I
would.
have no room to talk. Morag's missing half her face. She's missing half her body.
This
She's
is
got
true.
No room to talk.
This is true. You notice, you do notice a majority of the dock workers are starting to filter down and head kind of back down the main pathway you came to get to the docks, to head out to various bars and stuff like that. Do you plan on? Are you going to stay at the docks? Are you going to go anywhere else?
I just like to kind of chill. I might take the rat off my shoulder. Just kind of put it down at the docks so it can get some scraps or something. I don't know what rats do. In their spare time.
So
Snitch.
Snitches get stitches, Pandora.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to just find a box or a crate or something to sit on and just look out at the ocean.
Do you plan on
sitting in?
Do you plan on doing it do you want to do it on the closer to the building so your back's on the building, or do you want to sit actually on the dock itself?
You know,
I don't know. That's why I
asked. I don't know that Morag's ever seen the water, like the ocean. So I'm gonna full send to take my boots off and put my feet in the water.
Okay. Yeah, so what you'll actually have to do that, because the docks on the mainland are high up, so you'll have to walk down to one of the piers to do that if you want to. But you could do it.
Oh, well, never mind. I'll just look at the ocean.
Okay, so you're gonna sit on the dock itself and look at the ocean, or are you gonna sit closer towards the buildings? Okay. All right.
I'll just sit on a crate on the dock.
Okay. Yeah, and you notice that the dock is massive, because this is the second biggest port in the entire country, and massive ships all over the place. Which, to your point, you've mostly been landlocked as an individual. When you were younger, your family talked about stuff like this, but you never really actually got a chance to go see it. So just kind of taking this all in. would you consider yourself still actively keeping an eye out? Okay.
I'm
Now
just
that you say
mostly
that.
just right. Well, no, I've just been
Just kidding.
observing, but I'm mostly just resting, taking in what's going on around me.
All right.
Not necessarily looking for anything specifically, but keeping my
Okay. So we'll trust your passive perception
Senses
on
open.
that. Your passive is what, 13?
oh no, it's horrible. Let me roll, please. It's 13.
13. All right.
I'm not Flynn.
All right.
Yeah.
And so you go and sit down, and you before you do that, you take Pandora off and you set her down, and she goes like kind of similar than when you walked out of Burchar's house. She goes about a foot away from you, then sits and stares at you.
Now I feel uncomfortable,
She takes her duties very seriously, if you've not noticed.
apparently.
In front of people.
I'm just going to like take a bit of ration out of my
Sure.
satchel and
Sure.
offer it to Pandora.
Sure. All right. So she comes over, starts eating up a little bit. She eats the little crumbs that you give her. She looks at you, bows her head, runs back to about a foot away, sits and keeps staring at you.
I'm just gonna look at the rat and say, is there any chance this could be less awkward? Could you at least like look like a normal rat while you do
What?
this instead of just staring at me?
What's that?
Any
supposed-
possibility at all? Any whatsoever.
Rat gets irritated.
So at that, you see her eyes start glowing green. And she kind of stands at attention for a sec. And you see her, like, bob her head a little bit side to side. And then she plops, her eyes turn back to normal. She bows her head, and then she scurries off.
Okay. Thank goodness for that.
All right. So, give me
A fat lip.
what? Sum 41, baby.
Yeah. Such a good song.
It is such a good song. Give me a history check.
At least I'm not Dominic.
Big things.
14.
14. So, sitting there, looking at the ocean, looking at all these boats, as you see the moon starting to rise, out of the, almost seemingly out of the ocean itself, you start remembering your family, your folks.
No. Dad.
And you remember stories that your dad told whenever he went out, whenever he went out on a mission or out on patrol or anything like that, and he would come back and he would tell, and there was a particular story where he had to go out on a ship like this to catch some pirates that had been raiding merchant ships. And, like, for the first time in a while, you remember vivid details about him. And you remember vivid details about your mom. Sitting there in that peaceful moment, the docks are almost completely cleared out. There's a stillness, which, because you've always been either in battle or trying to investigate what's going on, or running with your friends, that you've not really gotten in a very long time. Probably since you left your shop. It was probably the last time you had any kind of peace like this. All right.
I feel at peace.
I feel at ease. All right. Okay. So, as you're sitting there, kind of taking it all in, the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
In proximity to where I'm sitting, sorry, like, if I was sitting on a crate, is that just in the middle of the dock, or is it, like, off to the side? Is my back facing the water?
From what I gathered based on what you were explaining, you were on the highest part of the dock, closest to land, facing out. That's kind of what I gathered. If you want to change that.
So my back is exposed.
Yes. Unless you want to retcon that.
No, that's just me personally. I hate that. No, that's fine. I'm going to sort of rub the hairs down and just take a deep breath. I'm going to... honestly, Morak would probably think it's just the wind.
I mean, it's still late April, so it's starting to, especially with the sun down, it is fairly chilly.
She'll kind of tug her trench coat up a bit and just keep watching the waves.
Okay. So you've been sitting here at this point for 30 minutes, an hour. Just kind of like, because seeing the ships, seeing the water, getting these flashbacks to your parents and these stories, you kind of find yourself getting lost in thought. And as you're sitting there, you hear, actually give me a intelligence saving throw.
I'm scared.
Is the rat about to speak into her mind?
Got in that one!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah, that's in that one, not a 7.
Ba-ba-ba-dum-bum.
So, 6.
6, yeah.
Yep.
So you are so lost in thought.
Those waves
Because
are
like I said,
great.
it's been weeks since you've had a moment like this. And you're so lost in thought,
She's about to get kidnapped.
you almost don't feel the dagger press up against your neck. And a head
Just
whisper,
about started saying
and
something.
your head,
Sorry.
and you feel a face brush up against the side of your face. Did you come alone?
On the same side as...
No, on
the
like
dagger?
so, like you feel the hand on this side, and the head, like dagger,
Okay.
your head, the other head. Did you come
Okay.
alone like you were supposed to?
Does it look like I'm with anyone?
You tell me.
As I say that, I'm going to press into their collarbone.
Okay. All right. I just need to make sure that you can be trusted.
I'm here, aren't I? What do you want?
All right. He takes the dagger off your neck, and you feel the face kind of rush up against your face as if he's like standing up.
Ew.
And you turn around, and you see a human male.
My dad.
God, you and your damn dad complexes.
I never knew my father.
I never knew my father. And you see a human male. And, hold on. There we go. Okay. And you gather, like, you turn around, you look at him. He is dressed in almost all black. And the one, as you look him over, young kid, he's got like sandy brown hair, can't be any more than like 16, 17, somewhere around there. The thing you notice when you look at him is his face. And on his face is a tattoo. A giant dagger that runs from his forehead down to his jawline.
I'm just going to look at him and say, "You're a bit young for that tattoo, aren't you?"
He looks at you and says, "Tattoo like this is earned. Doesn't matter how old you are. It's earned."
Well, I didn't think you had any dues to pay quite yet in life. You're a bit young.
Let's just say jobs had to be done. Livings had to be made. I don't regret that. And give me a perception check real quick.
Frick.
Freak.
20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
He's
Much
playing
better than that one.
for sure. He's putting on. He's playing super cool, but you're noticing like tiny beads of sweat, and you do notice like once while he's talking, while this little interaction is happening, he's doing like a quick side glance.
Who else are you here with?
Just me.
I doubt that.
And he takes the dagger. He still has the dagger in his hand. He takes out the other dagger. Pulls it out from his back. Drops it on the ground. He takes a crossbow off of his back. Drops it on the ground in front of him. Quiver of crossbow bolts. Drops it down in front of him. Looks at you and says, "I am here to talk."
Well, if you're comfortable with it, I'm not going to lay down my weapons, mostly because they're part of me. But I won't use them. You can
Yeah,
have my word on that.
we know about the arm trick, so
So you do admit that you're not alone.
I admit that I come from a group that has information about you and about your compatriots that have taken out one of our cells, thwarted one of the operations almost single-handedly, and is now snooping around and asking a lot of important people a lot of questions.
asking the questions we need answers to. Nothing more, nothing less. But I will agree to talk to you. Or whomever else.
And he gestures actually over to the dock where, you know, the crate where you were just sitting. He says, well, let's maybe at least enjoy the view of the ocean and while we talk.
And I gesture to sit down.
All right, there you go. And
I'm telling Ace.
sit down.
Sorry.
Oh no.
And on that note, I think this would be a good spot to take a break. So we gonna I'm sorry, I can't help it. So let's take a quick break. This will be a quick 10-minute break, so the timer may say a little bit longer. Just ignore that. It'll be a 10-minute break, so go get something to eat, something to drink, go potty for the people that need to go potty. Enjoy the wonderful clip reel, and we will, as the kids say, BRB.
That's good. Because I was worried because your friends seem to get mad at you.
Friend is a loose term. See, I say friend because while I don't really have any friends like you all, I have things that don't kill me, and I count that as a good thing.
That is fine.
Usually.
Yes.
I lived a life a long time ago, so I understand.
Right.
You do also call everyone.
Would you
your friend.
consider us friends?
I do.
I would like to say that we are friends. Are we friends?
Well, we haven't killed you yet.
Well, then in my
All right.
Goes to kiss her and closes the door in his face.
You gotta tug at the door. Why would you do that?
Why do you go in tongue first? Learn your lesson.
Natural Jeff.
so.
He is indeed a natural.
He is a natural Jeff.
We rolled a natural Jeff.
He is not a box Jeff. He's natural Jeff.
Yeah. So organic, not from a box.
Yeah.
Grass-fed.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's natural Jeff.
There you go.
You're bringing the bodies?
Yeah.
Well,
We loaded up the bodies.
That's right. We were tying
onto-
up and doing the dragging thing.
Yeah.
So we didn't just leave them in the
Oh.
woods. Yeah.
you're dragging bodies down the road on your car?
We're not
We
dragging
made
them down the road. They're on
We
like
made a
little
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a sled. Like a sled.
We're not barbarian.
We're not just gonna leave them in the woods. Come on.
I'm not.
Jeffrey, that's the dogs. That's the dog.
Did you hear it in your mind? Did you hear it on my
He
mind?
can talk.
Oh, and you must be the Jeffrey.
There it is. The Jeffrey.
And he looks at you longingly. And hold on. Gotta check something. Gotta check something. Hold.
Was that good for longing?
Longing.
Yes, this is how the actual people you're training.
Now I need to
There's basically 50 elven children going all over the place. So, but with axes, because it's axe training day.
That's it.
So you gave me the necklace, and I love
I-
it.
Thank you.
Do you still have the other half?
Of course. And he kind
Good
of
to
like,
see it.
yep, he, kind of ruffles
Oh,
his
he's
shirt and
wearing
pulls
it?
it out. Yep.
Okay.
The thing where the smoke comes out.
Chimney! There you go.
Really? Really? I'm kidding.
That's amazing. That's so good.
It was mostly the face with a.
Sorry.
Oh.
Yes, go start.
Now this, goblin knot. It's not a plant I've ever heard of, but it could just be another misspelling. Because maybe that K is an S. He sort of turns the paper a little bit. Yeah, that must be what it is. Parvovis cabolus muca involta, goblin snot, bugbear boogies, used in pungent poultices and unctuous ointments due to its veritable viscosity. It binds ingredients together, provided you don't care how noxious the result is. For reasons I'm sure you can imagine, I don't keep any around. You'll have to ask a goblin.
You realize, Jeff, that for now and forever, every time someone says your name on stream, we're gonna be like,
Jeffrey!
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Both. It's a mix of both.
Looking, found something you have.
You're also blowing out on the mic.
Yeah,
little
that's
bit.
very true.
Be here all night.
Oh.
And by all night, I mean
God.
for another hour.
Looks like that.
I can't see that.
Right there.
Oh, okay. I would like you to.
There's a picture in the Discord.
Yeah.
Fine. We don't have to do it then.
She's a very plain widow.
No. And like the metal of the armor is just gonna kind of like ripple up my arm and just show like the nub, and then it will come back.
Oh, yeah, what if Xing Xing did it?
Like very Terminator style.
Look at my nub.
Dun 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 dun.
That needs to be clipped.
Ask me about my nub.
Ask me about my nub.
Yes, exactly.
Take my strong hand.
There's like a vein popping out in your forehead, turning red. This is my happy vein. Happy vein. Closer than last time. She looks at you and she goes, "Impressive. So happy."
That's the exact same thing he said to you in the dream.
Go on.
That's it.
Fuck.
Is that in character?
I am not Matt Mercer. Hi, I'm off-brand Matt Mercer. Great value, if you will.
Great value,
Mert Master.
Mert Masser. Oh shit! No, I'm just Devin. It's fine.
Bye.
Oh my God.
3 halflings in a trench coat.
Yes.
There it is.
Oh my God.
We are doing
Okay.
that at some point because there are 3 of us.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
There you
Needs
go.
to be done. And I have
Alright.
a trench coat.
All right, but I'm.
We like clips.
Clips.
Clips are very important.
You should definitely make clips of today. If you don't, I will find you, and I will TPKO you.
That's good. Well, because I was worried because your friends seem to get mad at you.
Friend is a loose term. See, I say friend because while I don't really have any friends like you all, I have things that don't kill me, and I count that as a good thing.
That is fine.
Usually.
Yes,
I lived a life a long time ago, so I understand.
right.
You do also call everyone
Would you
your friend.
consider us friends?
I do.
I would like to say that we are friends. Are we friends?
Well, we haven't killed you yet.
Well, then in my
All right.
Goes to kiss her and closes the door in his face.
You gotta tug in the door. Why would you do that?
Why do you go in tongue first? Learn your lesson.
Natural Jeff.
so.
He is indeed a natural.
He is a natural Jeff.
We rolled a natural Jeff.
He is not a box Jeff. He's natural Jeff.
Yeah. So organic, not from a box.
Yeah.
Grass-fed.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's natural Jeff.
There you go.
You're bringing the bodies?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we loaded up the bodies.
That's right. We were tying
onto-
up and doing the dragging thing.
Yeah.
So we didn't just leave them in the
Oh.
woods. Yeah.
You're dragging
Okay.
bodies down the road on your car?
We're not
We
dragging them
made
down the road. They're on
We
like
made a
little
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A sled. Like a sled.
We're not barbarian.
We're not just gonna leave them in the woods. Come on.
Is I'm not
Jeffrey,
a
that's
mu-
the dogs. That's the dog.
Well,
Did you
thank
hear
you
it
for
in your
telling me,
mind?
Natasha.
Did you hear that, my
He
knife?
can talk.
Oh, and you must be the Jeffrey.
There it is. The Jeffrey.
And he looks at you longingly. And hold on. Gotta check something. Gotta check something. Hold.
Was that good for longing?
Longing.
Yes, this is how the actual people you're training.
Now I need to
There's basically 50 elven children going all over the place. So, but with axes, because it's axe training day.
That's it.
So you gave me the necklace, and I love
I-
it.
Thank you.
Do you still have the other half?
Of course. And he kind of
Good to
like,
see it.
yep, he, kind of ruffles
Oh,
his
he's
shirt and
wearing
pulls it out. Yep.
Okay.
The thing where the smoke comes out.
Chimney! There you go.
Really? Really? I'm kidding.
That's amazing. That's so good.
It was mostly the face with a.
Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey!
That's an oh whoa.
Oh, whoa. Aw, we're back!
Right here.
We're back, we're back,
Are we
we're back.
actually?
Oh wait, we exist? Holy shit.
We do. We back from reality, something mom spaghetti. Something,
Whoop,
something.
There goes Rabbity. He's so mad, but he won't give up that easy, no?
Something, something, mom spaghetti. Anyway.
Knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. It's
River
not
Watcher, do you
spaghetti.
make good spaghetti?
I make good spaghetti.
I make good spaghetti. I just make a ton of it. Because I have no idea. I've been cooking spaghetti for multiple people for many years, and I still don't know how to do the exact correct amount. So
portion control.
Called all the spaghetti.
Yeah,
that's the.
I need to work on
See,
it.
but the nights that you make just exact portions, everyone wants extra.
Yeah, I would rather have too much than not enough.
Yeah,
Especially
'cause I can
leftover
make spaghetti
spaghetti,
pie in
like
the morning.
reheated in the
Yeah.
microwave with a little bit of cheese in it.
Yeah.
Oh no, you gotta make spaghetti pie.
Gross.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to Reality Break's cooking show. Reality. Hold on. What clever
Reality
cooking?
bake.
Yeah!
My mind went.
Write that down.
You know what? And then we already have segues into reality baked for adult edible treats.
There we
That's
go.
where my mind was going when she said reality bake, not food. I'm like, wait.
Do you want to watch our new Do you want to watch our new auto repair show? Reality Break, BRAKE.
Reality break where we try to be mechanics and fuck the car up
Someone
worse.
start a list of these podcasts that we're gonna have to start.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
talk about cars.
The DIY
Start.
the DIY podcast, Reality Make.
Oh my gosh. Reality makes.
Yep. Reality Makes. There we go.
Our dating show, reality dates.
Yep. And then
My
the gambling
God.
show.
We're gonna be
reality,
rich.
Reality state.
The
That
game
could be
show.
the food one.
Yeah.
That could be the food one.
Or it could be a
too.
food one. It could be our money one. Reality Steak is a steak in something.
Yeah, stakes are high.
So reality steaks is like the Hell's
Reality
Kitchen,
tank.
whereas reality bakes
Reality
is like the
Cake
cook-off
boss?
or the
yeah.
like Cake Boss or something.
Yeah. We have an opinion show. It's called Reality Take. Our gardening show, Reality Rake.
We are no longer streaming Dungeons and Dragons, everyone. We are now streaming
Variety.
literally everything else.
We are the 5-minute crafts of D&D.
No,
There we
we
go.
put D&D into it. We roll for everything.
Yeah, there we
When
go.
reality breaks.
Hey, there's
if
a-
you want to break your car, you just roll the d20 to see if you actually.
There you go. Nat, you roll a nat 1 and you like take like a hammer and just pound on the hood.
Did I get the window?
I think it's fixed.
There we go, guys. All right, and we're back. So, some more egg. You are currently sitting on the dock next to
This
a.
was so intense. We might need a little bit of a do because we were just a little silly, and this is big doing.
That's true.
All right. Do we want to do do?
I'm ready this time.
Okay. Doodaloo. All right. And break it down. So, so you're sitting there, at the dock, on the dock, with this individual with the face tattoo, and he says, "Not gonna lie, I was surprised to see you show up."
Why?
Well, to be honest, how often do strangers leave notes on the bottom of, rooms and have good intentions?
Intent or not, you'd be actually kind of surprised at the amount of notes that this group gets under their doors at night. We should really address that.
I'll have to.
We
take
really
your word
should
on-
address that.
Have to take your word on that. Well,
But I'd like to keep an open mind, and I didn't recognize the script, so I was genuinely curious, especially considering everything that's happening.
well. And you see, he's not looked at you while talking at all. He's just looked straight out into the water. And he says, "We know a lot about you. We know
Do
about
you know my name?
Morag. Morag Drummond.
What's yours?
Elias.
Pleasure.
And we know that, like I said before, that you and your group have thwarted plans, eliminated groups of individuals that were working towards a larger goal. And we also know that you helped get someone out.
Okay, you're just as confused.
Duncan.
He nods.
Well, shit. I didn't see that one coming, I'm not going to lie.
Oh.
So he works with the Thieves Guild? Is that where he's been?
Honestly, we don't know what happened to him after what happened at the Dragon's Claw hideout. But we know that we know that his body was not found there, and the secondary group that joined back up said he was not with them. So that can only lead that you helped get him out.
I did. I would, if you do find anything out, I would like to know how he is. If and when you do find out anything, I would like to ask though, was the Dragon's Claw part of your workings? As a whole, the Thieves Guild, I suppose.
I don't work for the Thieves Guild. I used to.
I noticed because you're not wearing a robe.
The robe is starting
Weird.
to become more of an identifier. So honestly, we've started getting orders to not wear them as much. But it's not why I'm here. We don't know.
Why are you here?
We don't know. I don't know what you said or did in any way to help him get out. We know after the events at the Dragon's Claw, he stayed in town with you for a few days and then just seemed to fall off the grid.
I personally connected with Duncan, and it made it a bit easier to convince Icewind to let him go. And I don't know what bearing this will have on your group's relationship with Duncan should you find him, but we convinced the garrison to let him go on charges that he would take us to the Dragon's Claw. Granted, they didn't really know what we were perfectly capable of, but it wasn't a horribly awful fight. And he did hold up his end of the bargain. Therefore, it made it a bit easier to let him go, because he technically would have been captive again. But Icewind let him go because he helped us.
Well, what that information has done, what those actions have done, is led me here. Still looking out on the water. Truth of the
Where
matter.
are you from? Oh.
Truth of the matter is, there is a rising, I don't want to say rising tide. There is a group of us that heard what you did, saw not only Duncan get out, but get out without anybody being able to find him. But seemingly turn him away from the goals and the plan. And honestly, some of us are looking around and maybe starting to realize that this wasn't all we signed up for.
That's always the end to every quest like that. I will not tell a lie when it comes to that, because you go in thinking it's going to be this great thing, and it never is, because you never get the full story. However, I would like to think that we have at least a majority of the story. The parts that we're doing now are just filling in those gaps. Are you saying that you and this group of individuals is wanting to stray away from what you were previously on a mission for?
And at this point, he grabs your shoulder and says, "Shh." Looks around. Sorry. Thought I heard something.
Okay. My question still stands.
The part of the problem is I know myself and like one or two other guys. I don't know how big this goes. I don't even know if it's more than just us. This... No. Go ahead, sorry.
Is this 2 or 3 individuals from a larger group, or is this your group as it stands? Is the 2 or 3 of you?
As of right now, it's just the 3 of us. We have small cells that work together, and then we check into every once in a while to the next chain up to figure out where are we going next, what are we checking out, are we doing recruiting, are we doing ing. But it's my small group that is... We've talked about it amongst ourselves.
Are you looking to join forces with us or give information? What exactly is this meeting for?
I guess part of it is trying to figure that out, honestly. Now, we've not heard whether it's happened or not, we don't know. But this is the first time we've heard of anybody breaking away from the mission. And I don't know what you told them. I don't know what you talked about. But we knew the name, Morag Drummond. We know your group. We know Jen, Mosswater, Flynn Leafwalker. Flynn Leafwalker is like the easiest one to figure out. Kira, Tenpenny. Only one we really couldn't peg was Clancy. Couldn't figure that one out.
For good reason. I would like to keep it that way.
Well, and what I know is that I'm here to talk because you talked to Duncan. And he kind of stops mid-sentence and slowly turns, like staring at like the stone part of the dock past the wood, and about 2 or 3 feet away he sees a rat sitting there staring at him.
That's Pandora. She's a friendly rat.
Pandora walks over. She sits right next to you. You've never seen a rat have any kind of facial expression before. Almost looks like if a rat could glare, that is what she is doing.
I'm keeping this rat.
And he looks down. Well, that was not in your scouting report.
I didn't know I had a scouting report.
Truth of it is, any potential threat to the mission It's pretty thoroughly scouted.
Well, listen, Elias, I hate to tell you, but I don't think your mission is a very good one. And I'll give you a bit more on that. You can, and this might be an ultimatum you don't really like, you can either help us find out what we need to know to further our investigation, and we can thus help you and your compatriots become free patrons of the world again, or I could try to let this rat eat your eyes. Don't know if that's something you want or that I want to see.
He looks down.
Might be a bit much, actually.
He looks down, and at this point, Pandora is down on all fours, and the hairs on her back are raised.
Now, I say this lightly because, in all honesty, I probably won't let her eat your eyes just because that doesn't sound very appetizing for anyone. But that really is your only option.
He looks down. Can you give me an intimidation check? Or are you trying to intimidate him, or are you trying to persuade him?
Either way, if it's intimidation, she should be helped by the rat.
Yeah.
If
Can I
you're
have advantage on
if
that?
you're intimidating, not for persuasion, but if you're intimidating, I will give you advantage because of Pandora.
I wonder if anybody else is can.
Okay.
It wasn't
Okay.
correct. That was
15.
You're like your only choice.
Help
15.
Of a rat for intimidation checks.
I'm sure probably someone somewhere, but not in this instance. All right. Well,
I literally that changed everything. Oh my god.
so
And it's not like the whole tense moment I've been like, is Morag betraying us?
Yep,
so he looks
bye.
down.
Bye.
I wonder
looks
that back in
down.
the day when she was privately speaking with Duncan, I'm like,
Why do you guys always think I'm canoodling with other people?
I don't know. All right.
The
So
original canoodler.
So Elias looks down at the at Pandora, and he looks back up at you. Says, I mean, I know some of the archer guys say they shoot better with one eye, but personally, I think I'd like to keep both of mine.
Good choice.
That is the correct.
Correct. So, where are your compatriots now?
He thinks we are currently staying at one of the little hovels, one of the little rest areas between. Well, they are, I should say, between here and Osing. We are
Okay.
we are on our way to Osing. For
Have
a
you been
mission.
following us since Furon?
No.
Oh.
We picked up your trail shortly after the Crossroads incident.
I didn't know so much about me then.
Okay.
But truth of it is, I'd be willing to talk to them because I told them I was coming to meet you. I told them I had no idea what you were going to say, but I was going to lay out our intentions, what we wanted, and see what you had to say.
I am willing to help you. I will not, however, guarantee you freedom or a happy ending to this scenario at all, because I can't even guarantee that for myself. Within this group, it's very much a day at a time. As far as getting information, gaining ground, anything along those lines, anything you have that could further that information, however, would of course help. But again, I wouldn't be able to guarantee anything, but I can guarantee you that I will try. That also being said, you may have to work with garrison troops from time to time to assuage them of your, for lack of a better word, innocence. Or at least your lack of guilt in other things that don't pertain to your so-called mission. And you will probably have to give up all of the information you have on that mission.
Oh, while you've been talking, just out of curiosity, have you been looking at him, or have you been looking out into the water like he is?
I've been looking at him.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and he, you know, he's looking out of the water, and he looks at you and takes a deep breath. That seems fair. And he turns to look at you, and then you hear him go, and you look down, and you see a crossbow notch in the middle of his neck. Now let's check in with the other party.
Wait, what? He just got shot while she was talking?
Oh my god.
Shit.
So, you three are enjoying a lovely dinner. You've been regaling with Burchar about all of your adventures, and you know he's been like, "Oh wow, that's pretty crazy. I can't believe she farted on you. That's ridiculous." I love the fact that you don't let her live that down after all this time.
Yeah, that's why I always make the horse comments. You know, that's just a typical line to do.
Yeah. Yep. And at one point, you guys are conversating. He says, "Oh, hold on a second," and his eyes start glowing green. And you see him like tilt his head a little bit, a couple times, and then his eyes go back. Said, "Sorry, that was Pandora checking in. Your friend, I guess went down to the docks. It's kind of a long walk from here."
Yeah.
But why'd she go to the isn't there a fight club down there? Why'd she go without me?
Kira in her accent says, "She didn't strike me that she was in a fighting mood, so maybe she just went for a long walk." Yeah, and Burchar's like, "Yeah, Pandora, seems to, Pandora told me that there wasn't any problems, and she actually got a nice ride through the city, but nothing seems to be on the up and up, right? Nothing seems to be issue right now. She just took a walk down towards the docks. She said interestingly enough, your friend told Pandora not to, hover so close to her. So she was asking if it was okay that she scurried off for a little bit. And I said, I mean, that was fine. Just made sure she checked back in she didn't go too far and check back in, so.
Okay. Is she okay?
Pandora said she seemed fine. She, when she got down to the dock, she said she seemed a little distracted, like lost in thought, but nothing, she wasn't really in any kind of danger or anything.
She's probably missing Ace.
Oh, yeah, Ace is the Dragon Boy lover, right? Is that guy?
Yes.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what I've said, if you find love, you gotta do your best to to try to hang on to it. You know, I've said, you know, the old adage is it's better to have loved than lost than to never love at all. I don't know, I've never really found love. Problem is, I don't think anybody want to date a short, angry old halfling druid, but, you know.
Yeah, short, angry halflings just don't seem to be very valued in this society.
I have no idea why.
Me neither.
I mean, we're handy. You give us a task, we're gonna do it. We'll take care of you if we like you. Just the problem is, most of the time, we're not gonna like you.
I can tell you from my own personal experience as a bard, everybody needs some love. There's somebody for everybody.
Yeah. You strike me as the type lover boy.
I taste right.
Speaking of,
No idea.
speaking of, you and Jen are going steady, right?
No.
I mean,
No.
Wow.
No. Why would you even think that? I'm his bodyguard.
I guess you could say we're steadily going.
Yeah, steadily going.
Fair,
crazy.
fair. I mean, what I will say is when you were in there talking to your brother, he ran over to the door and checked on you. And I'll tell you.
Oh, what an awesome little rat! Hi. How's it going?
And I'll say, I've come across a few bodyguard client relationships through my various travels. I've not seen that amount of concern.
Well, I appreciate it, but it's strictly professional.
Professional in the bard sense.
Clancy does that, by the way. He does air
Clancy does do. Burchard sees that and laughs and goes, "You're all right. You're all right. You're all right. Tall folk. You're all right.
For a tall guy.
You're all right for a tall guy."
Pretty fly for a tall guy.
Ba 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 ba.
And all the shorties say, pretty fly.
It works perfectly. Oh my god, I can't believe how perfectly that worked.
I will look at Burchard and be like, I can't. I won't lie and say he doesn't grow on you, but that's not what it is.
Yeah, he seems like the type that you have to love him even if you really don't.
At that moment, I just like sneezed and I was like,
You know, he sees that, looks back at you. I mean, we all were raised in the woods, but I can't believe I'm saying that you and I were maybe raised a little bit more civilized than him.
I'd say you probably are right.
You didn't need this, did you?
I don't now. I don't now. That is yours. You can keep that towel. That is perfectly fine.
Jen, your uncle's awesome.
It's that good old Mosswater hospitality.
Yeah, yep, that is, yes. Yes, that is it.
You're a person too.
You're a person too.
I was just thinking about that earlier at work.
You were thinking about that? Oh my god. I'm glad I'm half a meme. Or Roland, I should say, is half a meme.
Roland is a meme.
Roland is a meme in himself. Hashtag if you know, you know.
I'll tell you about my wyvern.
Ask me about my wyvern. All right. So then after that, Burchar is kind of like, oh, that is crazy. And then, what was this about this Crossroads place again? That place sounds magical.
The resort is great. It's wildly overpriced. It's a tourist trap. But
Yeah.
the bigger problem is that I still don't even know if it's like officially followers of Ilhana or just some cult claiming they follow Ilhana. But they came in there and started killing people because they said that what they were doing was immoral or whatever. Like, how is that god of life and death crap? Like,
Wow.
it was insane.
Yeah. No, wow. I remember hearing. Actually, I remember the procession of bodies being carried through the city when they brought them. I heard about that.
Yeah, those bodies were the worshippers that came in and started killing people and only stopped because we stopped them.
Wow. Well, I will say, I'm not a religious person. I've talked to a few people since being here for all the years I have been. Talked to a few people, and what I will say is religion will sometimes make you do weird stuff. Especially if you get in deep with that religion. Now, it sounds like they attacked people that were just there to have a good time and took some crazy stance in it. I'd say they got what they deserved. But I will also say religion, much like politics, much like, he gestures to you, Jen, family, will make you do weird stuff you normally wouldn't.
I suppose you're right about that.
But
Do I do it?
oh, you do it. So yeah. He says, but still, at the end of the day, from what it sounds like you guys talked about, those bastards got what they deserved. They got what was coming to them. And who knew that my great niece was such a courageous, incredible fighter? Holy cow!
Oh, put me in front of something that day since I.
Yeah, I know.
My stomach again.
Yeah, he's like, I know us Mosswaters can get feisty from time to time, but from hearing some of the stories that you and your friends have told, like, you take it to a whole different level.
Well, I'm trained now, and like, I originally trained, like I said, to fight to help with the revolution, and I did a little bit of that town hopping when I first came to Starhel, but no one really wanted help from short folks, so I ended up instead using my training to protect bards in Eddie and mostly Eden.
Wow. Well, that is sound like some crazy stuff you guys had going on. And you guys, go back to telling stories and, catching them up on everything that's going on and, having general conversation. Let's pop back over to Morag.
It was the rat holding the crossbow.
So,
where did you pull that out of?
The rat is the crossbow.
So yeah,
Opens his mouth and shoots out an arrow.
So
Sorry.
you see him, Elias, looking you. You start seeing blood running down both sides of his mouth. As you see the crossbow head straight through his neck. You see him start to slump.
Can I see which direction? I mean, just looking at his neck, what direction the crossbow came from?
Yeah. Give me a quick investigation check.
I need to investigate.
Okay. Okay, fine. Jeez.
He just starts poking him with his stick.
All right. So, well,
Looks
because
at neck.
yeah.
Whoa, where did this come from?
Well, what you notice, because he's slumping to fall into the water, you note the angle that it came from...
I got an 18.
Oh, yeah. See, you were fine anyway, so chill, bro.
Well, I rolled it for you.
Oh, I thank you. I appreciate that. As he is falling off the dock into the water, you do get enough and with your artificer background, you're able to do, you know how to do quick calculations like that,
Math.
and you figure out the angle that the arrow would have come from, which would have been a rooftop behind him.
Can I see the person? Are they still there?
So you look up, and you see a figure with a crossbow standing on a roof.
Mm-hmm.
Draws it down. Would you like to roll a investigation check to see if there's anything else that you glean from him? This individual.
Another one? The 18 doesn't count?
Well, the 18 was strictly, because you said it was strictly for figuring out the angle. This is to look at him to...
No. As an artificer, I should have been able to know the angle it came from. I rolled that for your pity. I swear to... Oh, natural 19.
Hey, see? So chill, bro. The dice are telling the story.
So 24.
The dice are telling the story. Chill out.
No. You just shot someone in cold blood.
Take
I can't
everyone we
chill.
love.
There is no chill.
So the individual looks at you, and he has they have a mask, like, you see the eyes, but you see they have a mask covering the face.
COVID.
Hey, germs are germs. The individual pulls the mask down, and it's Ryu. And he looks at you, and he mouths, "I'm sorry," and then dips.
I'm gonna shit my pants.
I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw for pooping.
Is it a solid poop? Is it liquid? How high are you rolling?
It's a little runny. It's a little runny.
Can I catch him before he falls in the water?
In the time that you looked up to see that it was Ryu and saw him do the "I'm sorry," the body has already fallen into the water.
Can I jump in after him to save his body?
You sure can. So you jump in.
Myself?
Nope, you're fine. Well, are you gonna jump in with like your trench coat on, or are you at least gonna throw that off?
No, I'm jumping in.
Okay.
Head first.
Okay, so I will need I'll call it a strength saving throw.
It's athletics, I think, is what swimming is, and then like if you fail it, it starts to become constitution or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So wait, do I need to roll athletics or?
Oh, if that's yeah. Sorry, yeah, athletics. If athletics is better than straight strength, go for it. Oh no. Are we having problems, Morag?
The docks extend out into the ocean. It's not even like she's near the shore.
What do we got? That is a natural one. Can we get some nat ones in the chat?
No, we don't get that one in the chat. Oh,
A
Morag
6.
drowns. Get a new character.
So,
Yeah.
in your panic, 8 million things are running through your head right now. You don't think to throw off your heavy trench coat. You forget that half of your body is made of metal. So you dive right in. And you also realized, for all of the talk about Dad and the boats and all that cool stuff, never really took swim lessons.
Never learned how to swim.
Dad never taught
So you dive in, and you're like, I gotta get him. I gotta get him. Wait, how do I do this? Oh dear. So you feel, you do dive down, and you do get to the body, because it hasn't, I mean, it just hit the water and sank maybe like a foot or two. So you dive down, grab him, get him pulled up, and you're like, crap, I'm kind of sinking, and I have no idea how to get up. So you're looking around, trying to figure out, like, is there a ladder? And you feel yourself starting to sink down. And oddly enough, the body that you just seen shot through the neck
Attracts sharks.
grabs you.
Fucking ears.
Oh, hell no.
And in your panic, you, like, look. And the eyes, where they'd been regular looking, you know, I think they were brown eyes. I had it written down, they're brown eyes. Sandy brown hair, brown eyes.
Is the rat possessing him?
The eyes and the pupils, everything. Midnight black. Like, you're in the middle of the night. So it's pretty dark to begin with. The moon's out, so it's pretty dark. His eyes are blacker than any depths of any blackness you've ever seen. And you feel both hands grab you. And both of you lift up.
You just turn into a boat?
No, not quite. He's not a transformer. He's not a transformer.
That makes me clip.
And he sets you, and you both set down. Well, he sets you down, but he stays levitating. He's like about 2 feet off the ground. And now, because before you had just seen the eyes, now you're getting a full look at him. He has this black aura around him. Like, almost tentacly. Except they're not actual tentacles. They're like shadows. And they're like, not like whipping around wildly or anything like that, but they're kind of like suspendedly floating around.
Is this child a mind flayer?
And
Tony, so help me.
The body
Put that
of
thing back where it came from, or so help me.
oh, so help me God. So the body looks at you, tilts his head slightly. Make sure I get this right. Okay.
Gotta get what right?
Tilts his head slightly and says, "Ah, so you're one of the little gnats that seems to be buzzing around." And I think we should take a quick break.
One of the little gnats. You're one of the little gnats that seems to be buzzing around.
So why don't we take a quick 10-minute break? Go get
Fuck you, Tony.
go get a snack. Go get a drink. Maybe go potty. And we'll see you in about 10 minutes.
There's ominous thunder out here too.
Bye.
That's good. Because I was worried because your friends seem to get mad at you.
Well, friend is a loose term. See, I say friend because while I don't really have any friends like you all, I have things that don't kill me, and I count that as a good thing.
That is
Thing
bad.
usually.
Yes.
I lived a life a long time ago, so I understand.
Right.
You do also call everyone
Would you
your friend.
consider us friends?
I do. I do.
I would like to say that we are friends. Are we friends?
Well, we haven't killed you yet.
Well, then in my mind,
All right.
Goes to kiss her and closes the door in his face.
You gotta tug at the door. Why would you do that?
Why do you go in tongue first? Learn your lesson.
Natural Jeff.
So,
He is indeed a natural
He is a
Jeff.
natural Jeff. We rolled a natural Jeff.
he is not a box Jeff. He's natural Jeff.
Yeah. So organic, not from a box.
Yeah.
Grass-fed.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's natural Jeff.
There you go.
You're bringing the bodies?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we loaded up the bodies.
That's right. We were tying
onto-
up and doing the dragging thing.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
didn't just leave them in the
Oh.
woods. Yeah.
You're dragging
Okay.
bodies down the road on your cart.
We're not
We
dragging them
made
down
a-
the road. They're on
We
like
made a
little
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a sled. Like a sled.
We're not barbarian.
We're not just going to leave them in the woods. Come on.
Is I'm not.
Jeffrey, that's the dogs. That's the dog.
Well,
Did you
thank
hear
you
it
for
in your
telling me,
mind?
Tasha.
Did you hear that, my
He
knife?
can talk.
Oh, and you must be the Jeffrey.
There it is. The Jeffrey.
And he looks at you longingly. And hold on. Gotta check something. Gotta check something. Hold.
was that good for longing?
Longing.
Yes, this is how the actual people you're training.
Now I need to
There's
rock
basically
bucket.
50 elven children going all over the place. So, but with axes. Because it's axe training day.
That's it.
So you gave me the necklace, and I love
I-
it.
Thank you.
Do you still have the other half?
Of course. And he kind of
Good to
like,
see it.
yep, he, kind of ruffles
Oh,
his
he's
shirt and
wearing
pulls it out. Yep.
Okay.
The thing where the smoke comes out.
Chimney! There you go.
Really? Really?
I'm kidding.
That's amazing. That's so good.
It was mostly the face with a.
Sorry.
Oh.
Yes. Go start.
Now this goblin knot. It's not a plant I've ever heard of, but it could just be another misspelling. Because maybe that K is an S. He sort of turns the paper a little bit. Yeah, that must be what it is. Parvovis cabolus muca involta. Goblin snot. Bugbear boogies. Used in pungent poultices and unctuous ointments due to its veritable viscosity. It binds ingredients together, provided you don't care how noxious the result is. For reasons I'm sure you can imagine, I don't keep any around. You'll have to ask a goblin.
You realize, Jeff, that for now and forever, every time someone says your name on stream, we're gonna be like,
I'm sorry. I'm not.
Both. It's a mix of both.
Looking, found something you have.
You're also blowing out on the mic.
Yeah,
little
that's
bit.
very true.
Be here all night.
Oh.
And by all night, I mean for
God.
another hour.
Looks like that.
I can't see that.
right there.
Oh, okay.
I would like you to.
There's a picture in the Discord. Yeah.
Fine. We don't have to do it then.
She's a very plain widow.
No. And like the metal of the armor is just gonna kind of like ripple up my arm and just show like the nub, and then it will come back.
Yeah, what if Xing Xing did it?
Like very Terminator style.
Look at my nub.
Dun 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 dun.
That needs to be clipped.
Ask me about my nub.
Ask me about my nub.
Yes, exactly.
Take my strong hand.
There's like a vein popping out in your forehead, turning red.
This is my happy vein.
A happy vein. I got closer than last time. She looks at you and she goes, impressive.
So happy.
That's the exact same thing he said to you in the dream.
Go on.
That's it.
Fuck.
that in character?
I am not Matt Mercer. Hi, I'm off-brand Matt Mercer. Great value, if you will.
Great value, Matt
Mert Masser.
Mert Masser. Oh shit! No, I'm just Devin.
Bye.
Oh my God.
3 halflings in a trench coat.
Yeah.
Yes.
There it is.
Oh my God.
We are doing
Okay.
that at some point because there are 3 of us.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
There
It
you
needs
go.
to be done. And I have
Alright.
a trench coat.
All right, but
We like clips.
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 Clips are very important.
You should definitely make clips of today. If you don't, I will find you, and I will TPKO you.
That's good. Because I was worried because your friends seem to get mad at you.
Friend is a loose term. See, I say friend because while I don't really have any friends like you all, I have things that don't kill me, and I count that as a good thing.
That is
Thing
bad.
usually.
Yes,
I lived a life a long time ago, so I understand.
right.
You do also call everyone
Would you
your friend.
consider us friends?
I do. I do.
I would like to say that we are friends. Are we friends?
Well, we haven't killed you yet.
Well, then in my
All right.
Goes to kiss her and closes the door in his face.
You gotta tug in the door. Why did you do that?
Why do you go in tongue first? Learn your lesson.
Natural Jeff.
so.
He is indeed a natural.
Natural
He
Jeff.
is a natural Jeff.
We rolled a natural Jeff.
He is not a box Jeff. He's natural Jeff.
Yeah. So organic, not from a box.
Yeah.
Grass-fed.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's natural Jeff.
There you go.
You're bringing the bodies?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought so.
we loaded up the bodies.
That's right. We were tying up and doing the dragging thing.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
didn't just leave them in the
Oh.
woods. Yeah.
You're dragging bodies down the road on your cart?
We're not
We
dragging
made
them down
a-
the road. They're on
We
like
made
a
a
little
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a sled. Like a sled.
We're not barbarian.
We're not just gonna leave them in the woods. Come on.
Is I'm not
Jeffrey,
a
that's
mu-
the dog. that's the dog.
Well,
Did you
thank
hear
you
it
for
in your
telling me,
mind?
Tasha.
Did you hear that, my
He
night?
can talk.
Oh, and you must be the Jeffrey.
There it is. The Jeffrey.
And he looks at you longingly. And hold on. Gotta check something. Gotta check something. Hold.
Was that good for longing?
Longing.
Yes, this is how the actual
Ah!
people you're training.
Now I need to
There's
rock
basically
bucket.
50 elven children going all over the place. So,
Oh!
but with axes because it's axe training day.
That's it. That's it.
So you gave me the necklace, and I love
I-
it.
Thank you.
Do you still have the other half?
Of course. And he kind of
Good to
like
see it.
Yep, he kind of ruffles
Oh,
his
he's
shirt and
wearing
pulls it
it?
out. Yep.
Okay.
The thing where the smoke comes out.
There you go.
Really? Really? I'm kidding.
That's amazing. That's so good.
It was mostly the face with a.
Sorry.
Oh.
Yes. Go start.
Now this goblin knot. It's not a plant I've ever heard of, but it could just be another misspelling. Because maybe that K is an S. He sort of turns the paper a little bit. Yeah, that must be what it is. Parvovis cabolus muca involta. Goblin snot. Bugbear boogies. Used in pungent poultices and unctuous ointments due to its veritable viscosity. It binds ingredients together, provided you don't care how noxious the result is. For reasons I'm sure you can imagine, I don't keep any around. You'll have to ask a goblin.
You realize, Jeff, that for now and forever, every time someone says your name on stream, we're gonna be like,
Jeffrey!
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Both. It's a mix of both.
Looking, found something you have.
You're all so blown out on the mic.
Yeah,
A little
that's
bit.
very true.
Be here all night.
Oh.
And by all night, I mean
God.
for another hour.
Looks like that.
I can't see that.
Right there.
Oh, okay. I would like you to.
There's a picture in the Discord. Yeah.
Fine. We don't have to do it then.
She's a very plain widow.
No. And like the metal of the armor is just gonna kind of like ripple up my arm and just show like the nub, and then it will come back.
Oh, yeah, what if Xing Xing did it?
Like very Terminator style.
Look at my nub.
Dun 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 dun.
That needs to be clipped.
Ask me about my nub.
Ask me about my nub.
Yes, exactly.
Take my strong hand.
There's like a vein popping out in your forehead and turning red.
This is my happy vein.
Happy vein. I got closer than last time. She looks at you and she goes, impressive.
So happy.
That's the exact same thing he said to you in the dream.
Go on.
That's it.
Fuck.
Is that in here?
I am not Matt Mercer. Hi, I'm off-brand Matt Mercer. Great value, if you will.
Great value, Matt.
Mert Master.
Mert Masser. Oh shit! No, I'm just Devin. It's fine.
Bye.
Oh my God.
3 halflings in a trench coat.
Yeah.
Yes.
There it is.
Oh my God.
We are doing
Okay.
that at some point because there are 3 of us.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
There you
Needs
go.
to be done. And I have a
Alright.
trench coat.
All right, but
We like clips.
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 Clips are very important.
You should definitely make clips of today. If you don't, I will find you, and I will TPKO you.
That's good. Because I was worried because your friends seem to get mad at you.
Friend is a loose term. See, I say friend because while I don't really have any friends like you all, I have things that don't kill me, and I count that as a good thing.
That is fine.
Usually.
Yes.
I lived a life a long time ago, so I understand.
Right.
You do also call everyone
Would you
your friend.
consider us friends?
I do.
I would like to say that we are friends. Are we friends?
Well, we haven't killed you yet.
Well, then in my
all right.
Goes to kiss her and closes the door in his face.
You gotta tug in the door. Why did you do that?
Why do you go in tongue first? Learn your lesson.
Natural Jeff.
So,
He is indeed a natural.
He is a natural Jeff.
We rolled a natural Jeff.
he is not a box Jeff. He's natural Jeff.
Yeah. So organic, not from a box.
Yeah.
Grass-fed.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's natural Jeff.
There you go.
You're bringing the bodies?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we loaded up the bodies.
That's right. We were tying
onto-
up and doing the dragging thing.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
didn't just leave them in the
Oh.
woods. Yeah.
You're dragging
Okay.
bodies down the road on your car.
We're not
We
dragging them
made
down
a-
the road. They're on
We
like
made a
little
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a sled. Like a sled.
We're not barbarian.
We're not just gonna leave them in the woods. Come on.
Is I'm not.
Jeffrey, that's the dog. That's the dog.
Well,
Did you
thank
hear
you
it
for
in your
telling me,
mind?
Tasha.
Did you hear that my
He
mind?
can talk.
Oh, and you must be the Jeffrey.
There it is. The Jeffrey.
And he looks at you.
We're good. I'm finishing my notes.
Hey! Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone got a chance to go potty, get something to eat, get something to drink.
Take a deep breath after that intense moment.
Yes.
I'm documenting it now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, when you are ready, dear Morag, we will jump right back into it.
Okay.
We're giving people a moment to collect thoughts, collect notes, write down notes. Prepare to be writing down notes.
Briefly describe what we saw again and repeat the line without the voice mod.
Sure, absolutely. Sure. Oh, and also, too, since we have a moment, I wanted to give a shout out to Riverwatcher for subbing. Thank you, Riverwatcher. And Stone Sea Anteater 78. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So, yes. To set the scene again, Morag and the body of Elias are on the dock. Morag is standing on the dock. The body of Elias is about 1 or 2 feet hovering off of the ground. His eyes have gone pitch black. And around him is this black aura. And there's like little shadows, like almost small tentacles, like not enveloping his body, but kind of around it. And they're not doing any quick movements or malicious actions at the moment. They're just kind of hovering. And the line he said, without voice mod, is, "Ah, so you're one of the little gnats that seems to be buzzing around."
That was an excellent implement of the voice mod.
Yeah, that was perfect.
So he's not a boat. Just checking.
He is not a boat. He did not transform. He is not a transformer.
It's still debatable.
I mean, she is not... Ooh, I have to choose my words carefully. She is not attempted to see if he is seaworthy like a boat would be.
I would like
to rage.
To roll a history check. Have I ever seen anything like this?
Feel free to. You
I'm
can
my
either
head
do
right
history
now.
or Arcana, whichever was better for you.
Morag, make sure he's not your dad as well.
Green eyes? No, they're black. We're good.
Yeah, so history or Arcana, whichever is better for you.
Wait, so is the rat your dad?
13.
I was holding in when the rat's eyes started green.
13. On history or Arcana?
History.
History? This is pretty whack. That's the technical term.
And that's saying something. I have a lightning bolt for an arm.
Yeah. You... Boogeyman stories about the dead coming back to life. Like, boogeyman story rumors, like moms trying to scare their kids at night. Kind of thing. But you're... Like, you have a lot of technical background, but not a lot of, like, magical background, so this is kind of unfamiliar to you. This is pretty unfamiliar to you in that regard. The only thing you could really draw upon is stories that, you know, your mom used to tell about, you know, the dead coming back to life if you didn't do your homework or eat your vegetables or something like that. But nothing that truly ties to, like, historical references or anything like that that you know of. And your magical background is pretty limited to what you can put in your arm, so.
I mean, and this is a background, but I mean, my mom taught me magic as a kid.
True. That's true. Okay, roll. If you want to roll Arcana this time, okay. I'll give you advantage.
Thank God. Did not help. Did not help. We're just gonna stick with that history check.
Okay. Yep.
I got a 6.
Yep. Okay. So yeah.
And a nat 1.
Well, at least it wasn't that one.
I'm gonna change out these dice.
Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, you didn't really know. You didn't really know where your mom's magic came from anyway. So it was hard for her to kind of pass it down to you, because she didn't really talk about where it came from, and they kind of wanted to. You know, you just don't know. So.
Okay.
All right, so he says this to you. What, if anything, do you respond with?
Is your name... Is he still holding me?
No, he set you down.
Okay.
He's still levitating about a foot or two off of the ground, but he set you down and...
The only question right now that comes to my mind, because it's me, is your name really Elias?
What?
That's
What?
cute.
You have to talk louder, it's not picking
Okay.
up fully.
That's cute. I am merely borrowing this body. Only issue was I needed it dead. And this one, his purpose had run its course.
We're gonna get body snatched.
So now that you don't need the body, what will you do with it?
That's for me to decide.
Will you give it to burial?
I will do whatever I please with it. It's mine now. I may dump it back in the ocean after I'm done with it. I may run around and commit horrendous acts. I may go kill someone.
So,
who knows?
why save me then? Why not use my body? You could have let me drown.
Because, little Nat, you've obviously been ignoring the warnings that have been brought to you up until this point. So, I just happened to use this opportunity to kill two birds with one stone. One, to get rid of this, and he gestures down to himself, this betrayer, and to give you and your little party a warning. Do not fuck with me.
See, now that's where you've messed up.
Is it now?
Because we're really nobody. We've got nothing to lose. And you've got everything to gain. So you've really just fueled the flame.
Do I have nothing? Do you have nothing to lose? Let's think about that statement. I wonder what it would take to burn a convenience store, a general store, to the ground. Maybe there's some little village in the woods far away where there's a spice shop nearby that may need to go out of business permanently. Maybe there's a farm across some mountains that need to get burned to the ground. So I need you to really think about if you truly have nothing to lose.
And I need you to truly think about the words that I said in the threats that you just made, you're adding fuel to the flame. Create more flames is not going to make us back off any more or any less.
Give me an intimidation check.
Fuck it.
Nat 20.
With which dice? Can I just roll them all? They're all gonna be nat ones. Oh, I'm scared. I'm gonna.
She's gonna hear.
Come on, Pandora, help.
Yeah, Pandora comes up and is like, yeah, let's go.
13?
13.
Wait, intimidation?
Yeah.
Yeah, 13.
13. He looks at you. My dear, you talk an awful large game. Come to think of it, I think there might need to be some real-life consequences to the words you chose. We'll have to see. But I will leave you with this warning. Eyes are everywhere. We know you. We know who you are. And the choices you make from here on out will have a grave impact on whether you and your loved ones survive. And with that, he takes his hand and he starts
Can you
making
say this without the voice mod?
Sorry.
Okay.
So with that, he starts making a swooshing circle.
Oh shit, it's Doctor Strange.
Damn it.
Yep, pretty much. Swooshing circle, and a portal appears. And he starts hovering towards it. And before going back into it, he's gonna stop. He's gonna turn around. By the way, I'm also going to need to make sure that I let one of my top lieutenants know how much of a disappointment his daughter is. And then he vanishes into the portal.
Mic drop.
So now, I'm thinking, not Clancy, but me. Did this motherfucker start the fire and Morag's past?
We'll have to find out. So, let's pop over back to the group. And you guys are sitting there having a fun little conversation. And all of a sudden, Burchar's eyes light up green. And he does his head tilting to a little bit. And then he stands up. His eyes stop going green. He looks at you and says, "Your friend is in trouble. We have to go."
Everybody stands up.
Yep. Everybody stands up. You make it. For a 120-plus-year-old man, he hoofs it. So everybody gathers. Everybody stands up, runs off. You guys are booking it. The streets, luckily at this point in the evening, it's like 10 o'clock at night. Streets are pretty much dead. You run into a random patrol, and you get a couple of like, hey, slow down or we'll ticket you, kind of thing.
More reasons to hate more.
Clancy flips him off.
Yeah, so you guys keep booking it. And you run up, and you see Morag just standing there.
Which I'm sure Kira would be hiding away from the group at this point, to be fair.
Yeah, and as you're running over, Birchar says, I could not understand what Pandora was saying at all. Something about a dead body, and then the dead body came back, and then the dead body disappeared. I couldn't make sense of it. So, Kira, in Kira voice, says, alright, you guys get to the docks, and she says, alright, I'm gonna hop on the buildings and look around, see if I can find anything. So she hops off and starts climbing around and stuff like that. Yes, Morag.
Really quick, as they approach, I just want to fall to my knees.
Okay.
Head and hands.
Okay.
Or face and hands.
Sure.
Yeah, we're gonna rush up.
Alright. And you guys rush up?
Now, on her knees, she's probably like, I'm as tall as her. So I'm gonna put an arm around her shoulder and just be like, oh my god, what happened?
I'm probably going to be startled at that, and I will shove you away. And then I guess quickly realize that it's you. I don't know.
And then Birchar walks up and he puts his hand on your shoulder and says, "Take a breath, child. Take a breath. And tell us.
Breath at this moment won't help.
Take a breath and tell us what you saw."
It's my father.
Whoa! Wait! You saw your dad?
I didn't know.
Shh. That's in character.
There was a boy, about 16. He was with the Thieves Guild, but a branch of it that wasn't. I don't know. It's still part of the same mission, but it was. He wanted to get away because he'd heard of Duncan and how we helped him get out of prison and everything, and was wanting the same for him and his friends.
The Thieves Claw the Thieves Guild is part of the Dragon's Claw?
I don't know. Apparently Duncan is part of the Thieves Guild and they were all sort of working together. I'm not 100% sure on that. I didn't really get to ask qualifying questions where I should have. But, he got shot in the neck, the boy. And I looked over and it was Ryo.
I'm going to be looking around, stepping back. Keep going.
Okay.
He's gone now, but he mouthed that he was sorry. So I suppose he's still part of the mission and we were used on that. I'm not entirely sure. But of course, this boy that just got shot in the neck, I jumped into the water after him, which is why I'm all wet. But I started to drown because I remembered that I don't know how to swim.
The ocean.
Yes.
The ocean's deep right here, Morag. It's like way taller than you.
Well, you see, so I got the body, and she starts rambling like she normally does, like getting back into her normal way of talking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, I got the body, and then the body got me, and the eyes started to go black like midnight, and there was like a swirling mist of darkness around him, and he levitated me out of the water, so clearly I didn't drown, but he's threatening lives and people, and I was hoping to be intimidating, but apparently I'm not. Haven't learned that lesson yet. And he said that my dad was a lieutenant for him.
Doesn't that mean it's a Lionheart?
No, not
Weren't your
necessarily.
parents working for the Lionheart family?
Well, yes, back in the day when I was a kid.
Who else would they be lieutenant to? You know what I mean? Like
The Thieves Guild, I suppose. I don't know why my
never mind
father
that.
would.
Who was he threatening? You said he's threatening me. Is he just threatening, like, government people?
Well, he threatened Ace. He threatened
He's threatening
A- a-
our people.
A village, our people, the people we love and care about, and I was hoping it would be a good threat. But apparently it
Oh,
wasn't.
no. You don't
A
threaten our
village?
people.
A village? A spice shop?
Oh. Where did he go?
Here's the thing. Can I make a history check or something to see if I've ever heard of anything like this Black Eyes?
Sure.
Whatever.
Sure, yeah. History or Arcana, whichever you're better at.
I think that would be history, but I will double check.
Okay. And Clancy, if you want to roll an Arcana check too, you certainly can.
They're both the same, so I'll do history.
Okay. Sounds good.
That is a 17.
17. You've heard in the olden days about powerful magic being able to revive the dead. This sounds even more in-depth, even more powerful than the stories you used to hear. So, because the stories you used to hear about raising the dead were like zombies, you know, husks. They were husks of people that would walk around, basically. The stories you were told about stuff like this when you were a kid, you never heard of it being able to have a conversation with somebody that seemingly was animated from the dead.
Yeah, and none of this black, wispy, whatever.
It's in the same vein as that, because they used to talk like the zombies having eyes as black as midnight kind of thing.
Okay.
So it seems
That's
like
the connection I made to it, but I have not heard of like
it'd be exactly ramped up to this level. Clancy, did you roll the Arcana check?
So this seems
11.
like
11?
I mean, I've heard talk of zombies before, but zombies don't talk.
It wasn't necessarily dead. The body was dead, but he was sort of just using it as a vessel.
Right.
Not
I mean, that
necessarily-
sounds like death magic, or whatever they call it when they turn it into zombies and stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah. And Clancy, on your 11, you studied. There's an ancient art of like possession magic, but it was forbidden magic, so you never saw it in practice or anything like that. You just know that a long time ago, during one of your family history lessons, a long time ago, somebody somewhere mentioned that there must be the ability to be able to possess dead bodies.
It's totally the Lionhearts. It's totally the fucking Lionhearts. Morag, I really think that if he said something about your father working for him, this is like the ghost of a Lionheart. Or the army of the Lionhearts.
But I think it might be more than that, because if my father died, is he possibly being used as a vessel as well?
I hope not. But you weren't sure if your father died. And didn't you
I'd
say
hoped-
he said that he's gonna tell your father how disappointed he is or something? Like,
Well, I didn't say that, but that's
sorry.
a bit meta. No.
Oh,
I
here's
just-
a possibility. He might not even know your father. He's just trying to mess with your head.
I don't know, because that's a bit of a strong comment to make towards something like that, because why would you make a line about someone who's dead?
well, I mean, did you infer that they've been watching us?
Sure.
They've been watching us. I mean, there was that guy you walked up to and asked if he was your father and opened up about the fact that you're looking for your father. There's some weight to that, I would say, Clancy, but it also can, like, there can't not be a connection with where, you know, we had to fight the Dragon's Claw, and the Dragon's Claw are people that think that the Lionhearts are right, and now this is something where your father used to work for the Lionheart Army, and someone is referencing him. So if it's not someone trying to get in your head, my gut is telling me that this is connected to people trying to put the Lionhearts back in power, or the same idealistic thinking of the Dragon's Claw.
So, do you think maybe this is the Lion's Fang? The group?
Yeah, being the bigger upper level, maybe. Did the person that died mention anything like that?
No.
What did they mention?
He mentioned that he had heard, which now in hindsight I understand why he was asking so many questions about Duncan, that he had heard that Duncan had got off scot-free for that indiscretion, I suppose, and wanted to know if we could help him with the same thing. But now it would seem that he just wanted to know how Duncan got away or where he went, but I didn't know. So I couldn't give him that information.
And then we shouted.
Ryu,
Right.
Where did he go?
he was on the rooftop, and I'm motioned to rooftop.
Yeah.
But he's gone.
Yeah.
He's been gone.
Yeah, at this point, Kira does, you see her up, actually on the part of the roof where Ryo was, and you see her kind of hop down, and she walks over, and in her accent, she says, somebody was up there, there's those burn marks, Flynn, that you saw back in Furan for a portal where people snuck out, there was a burn mark like that up there. So whoever, and she's like, I don't know, I wasn't here for, so you guys have to catch me up, but somebody was up there and they zapped away, very similar to the people that in Furan did.
I don't understand why he would give us information.
Yeah.
But he also said that he was sorry that he had to shoot Elias.
Maybe he wasn't sorry he had to shoot Elias, but maybe he was sorry that...
That was me? Am I poison to this group?
No.
I feel like everything bad that happens is because of me.
No.
This didn't happen because of you.
Why was I the one chosen to be the one talked to? Why was I the one given the note?
What, and Kira's like,
Short folks, because most of our group is short folks.
and Kira kind of says, after you guys catch her up real quick, she says, well, look, you were the one that talked to Duncan the most.
Right, but was that also part of a plan as well?
She's like, I don't know about that.
If my father works with or for these people, they had to have known the whole time that it was me.
Did he mention anything about the rest of us? Because obviously he talked about you and how you knew Duncan. Did he talk about the rest of us at all?
I mean, he knows you all by name. But there were no other factors.
I mean, we've given our names a few times for the garrison recently, so it could be that they've, even if we're scribbling it, they've just kind of seen it enough times and heard people say it.
Yeah, and at this point, it's saying that, you kind of see Kira do like an oh shit kind of face. So.
Did Morak pick up out of character, I guess, sort of, that they called me Jen?
Yeah. Instead of Fei-Jen.
So do they really know that much about me?
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. They don't know as much about you all as they know about me.
Well,
if he's claiming to have a connection to your father.
Well, hold on. And Kira saying this again. You said that they'd mentioned Ace. That this weird ass thing that you were talking to mentioned Ace and mentioned a spice shop somewhere. Did they mention anything else?
A village, a small village in the woods. That's all that I can remember right now.
Okay.
Did he, the guy who you're talking about, the creepy thing that took over his body, did he mention what they were doing, if they had a plan, if they're supposed to be going somewhere next?
No.
Out of character, did he actually say they were going to be going to OC?
Yeah, out of character.
He said.
Go ahead. Sorry.
He said that his other, not it was Elias that said it, not.
Yes.
The dude.
That's what I'm saying. Elias.
He said that his other people were in Osing, and that he was here to talk to me.
I thought he said they were headed to Osing, and that's why we're like, are they following us?
Oh, I thought he said in Osing, like already.
To clarify, he said they were staying in a like rest area on the way to Osing. He did say that's where they were going. They were supposed to go next. Their orders were to go there next. But he talked to the group to come talk to you.
Okay.
But he obviously didn't say what they were going to do in Osing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we should get ourselves rested, get you all set, maybe some food in you. This has been quite the evening.
Yeah, and Kira starts looking you over, by the way, and is like, "Are you? He didn't. No one. I know you're wet, but you didn't get hurt or anything, right?"
No.
Okay. Well.
No, I'm fine.
I will say, Ryu is a pretty good shot, so he wouldn't miss if he was supposed. He wouldn't miss his target, the target he was supposed to hit. Speaking from experience.
I don't think they want me dead. I don't think they want any of us dead.
Why?
Why
I mean,
would
I'm glad for
be
that.
dead?
I'm really happy they don't want me dead, because I don't want to be dead.
If
that's
they
good.
wanted us or me dead, we would be dead. Clearly.
Yeah.
I had 2 chances to die tonight. They could have let me drown. They could have shot me as well.
I wish they'd stop being cowards. I'm gonna literally yell it at the city. Fight us with their own 2 hands. Calm down.
Jen starts punching the air.
Some guards somewhere going in. They talking about us.
Old man yells at clouds.
I said, do you want to fight?
All right. Yeah, and at this point, Birchar kind of is like, he's been sitting back kind of letting you guys have this conversation, but at this point he does step in and say, you know, I gotta agree with the bard here. We need to, let's go, get back out of this cold night air, get somewhere safe. And thank goodness for. And Pandora comes like skirting up and sits on his shoulder and say, "You did good, girlie. Good job." We wouldn't have come if it hadn't been for her. So let's get you back to my place. Get some food in you, and we gotta. Let's just get out of here. Let's just get out of here. Yeah. So.
That's the ultimate game plan too. I think we actually get out of here.
Yeah, and all the more reason why you need to leave, Bertrand.
Yeah. Well. Creepy ass dead guys with black eyes and shadowy tentacles. If that's not a reason to make somebody move, I don't know what would be. So you guys make your way back through the streets. It's a quiet, somber walk on a quiet, somber evening. You do get back to Burchar's place, and he does something that he hadn't done before. When you first get there, he takes out his staff, it does the magical key thing, he unlocks it, you guys walk in, he closes it, he locks the door, as he always does, but this time he stops, he puts his hand on the door, and his eyes glow green, and you see his door light up green. Green runes. All kinds of, shapes and symbols and all that.
Nice trick, Uncle.
And he speaks something under his breath for a couple lines, and then the runes fade. And he kind of turns around and says, "I would be very surprised if anything made it through that door or any of these walls tonight. So, we'll be safe."
I'm still keeping watches and shifts. I still say we keep watches and shifts, though.
Well, I leave that to you. And he walks over and he makes, he starts making like a pot of tea, and he turns to Morag and says, "How do you like your tea, kiddo?"
I don't want anything. I'll take the first watch. I need to think.
Alright. Well, if anybody else wants to partake, there's a pot here. Otherwise, I'm gonna go.
I'll have some tea, and I'll still be on first watch just because I don't like to wake up after I've been asleep. But don't worry, I won't be picking your brain.
Alright. Well, I would say good night. But I don't know if that will really be appropriate, so I will say try to get some rest. I have a feeling tomorrow and the coming days are going to be quite harrowing and quite tolling. And he shuffles off to his bedroom.
I'll probably, when it's time, I'll probably wake up Lancy and Kira for second watch, and then I figure by third watch Flynn could be doing it while Burchar is also waking up, kind of thing.
Okay. Alright, so
Unless people are opposed to that.
yeah, you and Jen, Morag, you guys got first watch. Don't have to worry about, perception checks or anything like that, but I know, Jen, you said you weren't going to pick Morag's brain, but do you guys try to conversate about anything?
I will sit there quietly and not poke, and be open if she shares anything.
Morag?
Because I will be deep in thought as well.
I am sitting in a tiny chair, I assume.
Stool. Let's say stool.
Stool. With basically my head hung between my legs, face and hands. Just sitting, breathing.
Yeah, as long as she doesn't seem distressed, I won't disturb her.
Okay. Alright, so quietly passes. Jen, you go and wake Kira and Clancy up. Morag. How do you how you go to lay down?
Rather than laying down, I'm just gonna move this stool to a corner and just kind of sit upright.
Okay.
And doze, but not
You're gonna get exhausted.
not fully sleep, not fully awake, dozing. Getting enough sleep for it to count.
Yeah, for
But
not a point of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a quick wisdom saving throw.
Me?
Yep.
How wise are you?
Not very.
I'm as wise as the chips.
13. Sorry, 16.
16. Okay, 16. It's fitful. I mean, obviously you're used to laying down as opposed to sitting up, but a part of you is like just so drained because of everything that happened tonight that you don't really have a problem nodding off. And your dreams go back to what you were daydreaming about at the docks before everything happened. You know, sitting at the kitchen table with your mom and dad telling, you know, these gallant stories about, you know, kicking a pirate off of a boat and landing in the water and, you know, keeping the country safe.
Also, before I move that stool to the corner, I'm going to refocus my arm to be armor.
Okay.
For the first time in this entire campaign.
Nice. You're more beefy. I like it. Bill.
Yes.
While you're sleeping, give me a wisdom saving throw.
$19.
19? With a 19, her mentioning the spice shop, a memory that had been locked deep in your brain until hearing that mention of it brought it forward. And what you dream about is you and your friend running into the spice shop, sneaking out from your parents' place, running to the spice shop, and you goofing off, you know, learning how different spices combinations work together, you know, learning about all this stuff. Yeah, and learning that there's more to the world than just your village deep in the woods. And this was your first taste of that. It's almost pleasant because it was a memory that was locked deep away, and then hearing this trigger kind of manifested it again.
I wonder how she's doing.
Right. And Kira and Clancy, you guys take your second shift. Clancy, do you try to talk to Kira at all?
Well, so he'll just be like, so what do you think of all this?
In Kira's accent, she goes, it just gives us more people to not trust. And that's what worries me. Like, since we came here, it seems like we've done nothing but uncover secrets, uncover information, and find untrustworthy people. And this just pretty much sealed it.
Well, if we can only trust ourselves, I think that's how we should move forward from now on.
Agreed. And, like, she says agreed, but, like, she's like staring off. Actually, no, she's not staring off. She saw Burchar put the runes on the door just like everybody else, but she is still staring daggers at the door. Like, her gaze does not move from it your entire shift. And she actually sits, when she gets woken up, she sits in the farthest back corner, back to the wall, like as far away from the door as she can, and just locks into it, and eyes don't move at all. So, guys don't have to worry about your perception checks. Flynn, Kira comes over, wakes you up.
Yeah.
She heads back. Yeah, she's like, hopefully it'll be quiet for you too. And she heads off.
Oh, good to hear. Oh.
And yeah, and like an hour or so into your shift, you hear Burchar get up and walk out of the room. Walk out of his room. He's got his empty teacup there. And he kind of waddles over to the kitchen area. Where are you stationed for your watch?
Me? I'm trying to picture it right now. So the way I picture it is, you walk in the door, and the kitchen, like the eating areas over to the right, and more like living space, bedroom-esque areas on the left. Is that correct?
Flip-flop it. So kitchen on the left, living area on the right.
I'm going to be in the kitchen area, just keeping an ear towards the door, maybe playing like a very, very slow strumming tune, just very, very light, and somber, I guess. Maybe even if anybody needs some healing, that could even that thing be a song of rest.
Yeah.
Give extra influence.
Yeah, I think you guys are good there. So
really only counts for some short rest anyway.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, just sitting there playing and just thinking about the things that are going on, relaxing my own self with the music, and hoping it actually helps relax someone else.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Burchar comes walking out of his bedroom, shuffling through the living area to get to the living room to get to the kitchen. He looks at you and says, quite a melancholy tune to start the day with.
Sometimes it's what you need.
Tea?
What?
Would you like a cup of tea?
Oh, tea. I heard D.
I thought you said D.
I heard D.
Sorry. Tea.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right. Walk us over. And he says, "Oh, I could rustle up some breakfast. It'll be very basic, but at least be grub to get you started on your day."
For those that don't know in the chat, a basic Catholic meal is like a 3-course feast.
Yeah. So he starts whipping up like diced potatoes, and he's got some sausage going, and you see him kind of like,
oh, it is a little something. Thanks for this little meal.
yeah, this little meal, and he starts like searching through the cupboards. He's like, I swear I had another pound of sausage in here somewhere. Yes. Yep. So as you all wake up, Burchar to the smell of food, smell of tea. Burchar kind of says, "Well, you all need to eat and drink up. Just have a feeling it's going to be a long day for you all."
I'm going bedroom on an empty stomach.
And
it's not a terribly long travel day for you.
And on that note, I think we are good for the evening. Because it is 10 o'clock. Well, thank you. Hey, everyone. Thanks for a fun time. That was a blast. I had fun. I don't know about you guys. I had fun. So, thanks once again. I know we shouted it out before, but thanks again for the subs and the follows. Very much appreciated. We will still be doing, I know we talked at the beginning that we were going to switch the replays over to YouTube. We'll announce that in the near future. As of right now, the replays will still be on Twitch.
Yeah, we're gonna start with Osiria, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah,
so it'll be 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern tomorrow. For people watching on Wednesday, hi. In the
What'd you think?
Yeah, what'd you think? Let us know.
Yes. Go in the break room and tell us.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey.
So, give the TikTok a follow. Go join our Discord. Go follow us on all the socials out there. It's a good time. And if you can't make the rerun tomorrow, we will be back at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern next. Oh my goodness! Next Tuesday for another fun adventure where the party decides now what the plan is going forward. So we will be raiding out to our new friends over at Black Tower Stories. Looks like they are in mid-session, which is always fantastic. So
yeah, they run at least an hour later than us, I figured out. So.
Oh, there you go. Cool. All right. So it will unfortunately be time for us to head back to the real world.
Boo!
I'd say boo, but I think Dee might be okay with going back to the real world. Bet. So once again, thanks to everyone that hung out. Appreciate you. We will see you next time. And in the meantime, have a good night. Bye.
Bye.